to yet another edition of Survive to Thrive. Again, more tips with me, Dr. Todd, giving you tips and tricks every week, every day, as ways of moving you past just surviving life. A lot of times we are getting into your mind. We're talking about mental mindsets that you can help move yourself. We're talking about spirituality. Today, because it's Wednesday, and if you're listening to this on a different day, it's okay. Podcasts are evergreen, and you get to hear them anytime that you want. But today is Wednesday when I'm recording it, so we're just going to say, hey, today is Weight Loss Wednesday. How about that? Because it rhymes. And I had tacos last night, so it was Taco Tuesday. We're just going to keep this thing rolling. As my youngest said yesterday, she says, what was quesadilla rhyme with? And I was like, well, if we use Spanish, maybe it was Dia de Quesadilla. So she was stoked on that, which is every day is quesadilla day. All right, no, but in all seriousness, have we or have we not, you get to answer this question, have we or have we not made weight loss way too complicated? Everybody desires to have a healthy body weight. Everybody desires to have a healthy body weight. There's not a person that I talk to on a daily basis that is in this realm of like, I know it's super healthy for me to be overweight. People know. They know that a healthy body weight comes with a lot of health, a lot of things that go on. Or conversely, an unhealthy body weight comes with a lot of issues. So a little description of why it's healthy to have a healthy body weight. There once was a time that we thought fat was just that. It was an inanimate object that stores excessive calories. And when we store excessive calories, you can see that getting bigger and bigger. That fat cell grows. I know as a doctor and being taught in biology that we are born with a certain amount of fat cells. That's it. There's a certain amount of fat cells, and those cells don't change in number, but they change in size. And so we know that. So we used to think that it was just like calories in, calories out. Weight Watchers, that's where all this came from, right? Weight Watchers was like a great way to count some calories, and you could see some weight loss. That cell actually started to shrink because you didn't have those calories it got rid of and was starting to use those calories. We'll come into modern day, but the understanding of how a body works is really important, okay? Now, modern day science has actually determined that that fat cell is a lot more active than it was once thought to be. That fat cell actually does things like interferes. It interferes with hormone processes and things like that. In its natural healthy state, meaning where it's not like huge or overweight, so to speak, in that cell itself, it works the way it's supposed to. It holds hormones, it absorbs toxins, it does a lot of different things. But they're finding more and more that this fat cell, the bigger it grows, the more it interferes with things. Like literally kicks out hormones and other things that are called like interferons. And they actually cascade into the body breaking down in so many different elements. Okay, we know there's cholesterol, there's blood pressure, the heart issues there, but we don't think about the cascade of all the other hormones that actually can be interfered with. What are most people looking for? They're looking for, a thyroid solution. It's got to be my thyroid that's out of whack because I'm keep trying and I keep gaining. Well, the concept is that fat cell becomes very toxic and interferes, and that thyroid actually is getting mixed messages. So there is a little bit of the science behind it, okay? But we're going to have fun with this because it is simple. We've made it way too complex. How many hours should I exercise? How far should I run on the treadmill? How many macros should I have? And micronutrients and all of these types of things. Yes, if you were going to be a bodybuilder, you needed to get this stuff dialed in. All right, because you need to actually show up on stage with a certain amount of body fat and all this stuff. But to the rest of us that are just trying to be functional, we're trying to be healthy, we're trying to look good, in shape, be strong, not bend over, put our pants on, and have shit fall out and actually hurt ourselves. Okay, we come back to the simplicity of what you could do to actually get to and maintain a healthy body weight. All right, and the first simple tip and trick to move you is portion sizes. That's it. Portion sizes. This is like literally pushing stuff away. Now, some of you already are just kind of giving me pushback. You can create whatever stories you want. This is fine. Create a story behind why this doesn't work for you. Or shut up and listen for a second and actually hear this out. Okay, I know you have a salad and you only eat half the salad. There's reasons that you could be starving yourself that could be causing this. There's a lot of reasons, but just hear this thing out real quick. All right, because there's multifactorial components to this that'll make a difference. All right, so portion sizes. Over the years, portion sizes have grown. I remember telling the story of this restaurant that came around when it first launched called Claim Jumper. And one of the things the Claim Jumper did, when you go in, you got just these amazing, enormous portion sizes. But to describe that portion size, like their little garnish was an apple. Like if you would just eat the apple and walk away from the rest, it'd be absolutely incredible. It wasn't parsley. It wasn't, anything. It wasn't a pickle. It was an apple. Like you'd walk away with an apple, or you're supposed to eat the apple on top of everything else that they just mounted up there. But it was a great example of how these portion sizes just got ridiculous. I mean, like literally one of their meals could feed a family of 4 with leftovers. It should be. So portion sizes are the biggest thing that you could actually make a shift today in your body weight. Like literally see your body start to come back into alignment by pushing away 20% of your meal on a daily basis. Each meal. I'm just going to stop, okay? And here's the other trick to this. Stopping requires that you slow down. Stopping requires that you slow down. Part of your gut actually catching up with what you're eating is your speed in what you're eating. So if it's like, here's a sub sandwich, I'm done. I made it in 1 minute. Your gut was like, I'm going to tell you I'm full, but you never gave me a chance. You never gave me a chance. So slowing down can do a couple of things. If you look at most of Europe, and some of it is changing because we're putting fast foods. It's a tragedy to see McDonald's and a Starbucks when you're downtown in Vienna or downtown in a beautiful city like Sevilla in Spain, and you see these types of things. It's like, come on. This is just, don't become American in this aspect of stuff. But people drive. It's easy. They drive this because they buy this, they spend this. I mean, it's a tragedy to see a little coffee shop on the corner turn into a Starbucks, where we used to actually just embrace coffee in Europe. I mean, it's just, there's still places that do. But it's a concept that we've sped things up, okay? And in America, we do that quite often. But in the Mediterranean diet that everybody seeks after, a lot of Europe, lunch is like, hey, shops closed down. They're done. 12 o'clock, we're done. No, where are they? Out to lunch. Like the concept of out to lunch exists in Europe. It's a huge deal. And they literally dine for a couple hours. Don't come back to our shop until 3, 4, whatever. We'll go till 9 o'clock at night before we go out and just hang out and have another meal. But it is just, boom, we're going to actually sit for 2 hours and enjoy. That doesn't mean that there's so much food that it takes 2 hours to eat. It's actually taking little bites, stop, enjoy. A little glass of wine at lunch is always a good thing. All right, but the concept is that the speed in which they eat is dramatically slower than what we do in the States. Okay, it's just drive through window, get as much as we can, crammed in as much as we can because we got to go back to work. So the concept is to slow down, to savor. Here's the concept, savor. When's the last time you savored a meal? Like truly tasted it. Truly tasted it. There's been times where I will slow down and have like a meal or start on a meal and be like, something's not right. This is not good. Like something in this meal is not good. Whereas before, and there's been times I'm sure I'm inhaling and taking in food that could be bad, lettuce that could have been rotten. I mean, something's just wrong. So there's good and bad, right? But to savor it, to understand taste and understand like, hey, this is good, to enjoy, it actually kicks up some endorphins and kicks up some dopamine in your brain that allows enjoyment. Imagine that. Not that we have to eat to enjoy. Not that we have to eat to enjoy, but why not enjoy while you're eating? And this is the concept of a releasing this versus the stress eating that releases cortisol that breaks down a ton of stuff in your body. Like it is catabolic, not anabolic, catabolic. and causes breakdown, which is a necessary process sometimes, but when it's chronically there. So the concept is to slow down when you're eating, because you create a lot of stress. You create a lot of stress when you actually eat too fast, and the stress hormones go up, and you don't get a chance to savor and taste. Now, by savoring also and slowing down, your stomach gets a chance to say, hey, you know what? We're good. We're good. I think I'm just going to stop right here. And you feel that sensation of like, I'm okay. I am satiated. I am actually feeling full. Awesome. Okay. The next thing is adding diversity. Okay. So step 1, portion sizes, push it down. Step 2 is to savor, to slow down when you eat. Step 3 is to diversify your foods. When you sit down and look at a meal, it should be diversified. Meaning if it's just, a fried chicken patty and bread, all right, that's not diversity. It's like the same thing all the way through. All right, literally, it's the same thing all the way through. So in diversity, what we're talking about is, hey, there's colors on my plate. There was our biochemistry teacher in our doctorate program. When I say our, my wife's a chiropractor too, we went to school together, but in our doctorate program, he said, when you sit down, you should have all these colors. It should excite your mind, like your eyes is eye candy. Think of like the pink and redness of a salmon and the greens of a broccoli. I mean, just the diversity of these colors. Why diversity? Well, because it is pleasing to the mind, pleasing to the palate, and it feeds what we need. You're getting diversity, these colors, these antioxidants, all these types of things in diversity. So step 1, portion sizes, push it aside, 20%. Step 2, relax while you eat. Reduce the stress, don't stress eat, and add diversity. And you will find your body weight starting to come back into alignment, literally just shedding calories naturally. That's the tip and the trick for you today in a healthy body weight. We'll talk to you tomorrow.